strong enough to be worthy as a champion as a king as the kings were originally the original meaning for a king, like King David. King David is a champion, so being that he is a champion among the other men's, where honor and respect is concerned, you gotta give that respect due. So we're all equal as individual people, but what can you do for your tribe? What can you do for your people? What can you do to better yourself so that you can be more of a champion to bring home more, I was gonna say bacon, but I want to be a little bit more open-minded. Some people are vegetarian. Okay, we have Hoima here. Door. Hoima Akasha. This is your door, by the way. This is a part of yourself just doing its job. Okay. So yeah, we have Hoima here as your covert social healer and potentially one of your fallen guardians. I'm not sure if that theory is correct, but I've got some plans to delve into regression hypnosis to see what information we can pull up. So we're here today. It's a little bit after 2 in the afternoon. It's actually a special full moon right now, even though it's daytime, right? But it's just daytime on this side of the earth. On the exact opposite side of from where the sun shines, it's actually night, and people on that side of the earth should be seeing a perfectly full moon that's lined up with some special lineups that are taking place right now. So according to my spiritual calculations that are consistent with sacred geometry and astrology, is that when you get big celestial lineups where you have at least several different planets lining up at once, right, with zodiac signs like Scorpio, basically what you should be getting right now is a lot of spiritual energy moving through. There's spiritual traffic that's moving through space. Spirits, according to my theory, spirits use celestial alignments to travel through space, so you get really powerful intentional energy. Energy is just wild and ready to be directed. It's just waiting for you to kind of give it a name. So there's some topics I want to throw down for you. It seems like I'm in the most quiet place, but it's not that quiet. It's actually nice. It's very pretty, but it's got a lot going on. I'm in a certain section of Stanley Park in Vancouver. I didn't want to tell you, I just wanted to show you the scenery and not really tell you where I am, but I realized that's just not letting the crow take a bath, If that crow feels like it's time to take a bath, just go for it. Don't let me disturb you, okay? Now, where the lighting is concerned, we're just going to have to accept that the way it is. It's actually really bright and sunny, but I'm in a very shaded area that's got like a lot of shade and a lot of bushes and ferns, and it kind of takes you to that tribal vibration that some of us are more inclined to be comfortable with. So anyways, I want to talk about a few subjects. This episode here is actually volume 2 of Through Me, For You, elaboration. There is some material, there's more copywriting material that I wanted to throw down. I actually don't remember it all right now, and I have a thing for just making videos almost spontaneously, like not really giving myself a lot of time to plan. It's because I don't want to really plan too much about what I'm saying. I want it to just come right off of my heart without me having to really think about it too much. It just feels cleaner and raw that way, like almost a random conversation instead of a planned lecture, you know. So we're gonna talk about the day that is today. We're in Taurus, a very sweet and special zodiac sign. And the moon is lined up in Scorpio, so you have a special full moon where, to me, there's a lot of room for manifesting. What I want to draw attention to is the goddess, because I'm naturally inclined to direct a lot of my intentional energy to her. But the goddess is a general statement. I'm referring to women of the world right now. This world, our earth. What's the difference between the earth and the world? The world is the the people of the earth, and their social norms and all the social stuff of just people in general of the earth. That's the world. And the earth is the physical earth as a planet. See? So some people are like, oh, the end of the world. I'm like, look, there's no such thing as the end of the world, right? But changes do happen, and the earth will be there and life will be there. But what we know as the world, we've just been looking at everything over the surface. We haven't really been respecting the information. If you're just going to look over the information on the surface, you're not really respecting what it is if you're just going to judge the book by its cover, right? So people are wondering about the end of the world. Don't even wonder about that. There's no end of the world. But let's first try to find out, what does the word world mean? What are the meaning for the words we use instead of just sleep talking amongst each other and just being afraid to look into things? Oh, creepy. Well, yes, creepy is a word that describes fear, and fear is only affiliated with ignorance. So it's only those who are lacking in understanding will use certain terminology in their regular everyday, you know, conversations and such. Um, I'm not here to pick at anything, but I need to point out some things, okay? The power of intention, the power of the mind and the heart, the power of the spirit. The spirit is the the governing agent of the matter, the energy field, the consciousness, you know. There is a mechanics of intentions and spiritual energy circulating throughout all of existence. It's because you have worlds built on each other. You have the first world, which is the spiritual plane. The spiritual plane as a whole is a consciousness, and that person is kind of alone, and their true name is love. The being the loudest sound, their name is holy. So that is the holy name. The king of spirits is the whole spirit realm. So anyways, I just want to talk about something like this. I, as a covert social healer that wants to heal things from their roots, I find myself kind of kicking at the social norm, and I kicked at monogamy, seeing that I'm actually a very sensual person, and it kind of seems typical because you're a guy, you know. So it's not that easy to understand, and generally speaking, what my survey showed me is there's not a lot of compassion for sensuality, especially masculine sensuality. So we're all evolving and growing right now. Oh man, that crow flew away. I thought he was going to hang out for a bit. We're all evolving and growing together. So you see? So there's trial and error, and there's different situations for us all to come through and go through together. But what I found is the reason why there's a lacking of compassion in sensuality, generally speaking, is because of the roughage in the past. The roughage in the past that came from suppression and violence to the goddess. There's bad karma for that. And, we live in a world where it doesn't matter if you're a feminist guy. That's, uh, that's a goddess worshiper, you know? Like, what that means is, to me, is I just choose to believe that Eve is first. I choose to believe that the source creator is more in the image of the mother. That's all it means. And it also means that I naturally and innately have a knack for just paying attention to women and just really appreciating all these fundamental things about them. But that's all supposed to be there. It's extremely fundamental, and it's quite understandable being a Scorpio too. You know, it seems like something advanced and really highly technical alchemy, but it's not. It's just the laws of nature and how opposites complement and support each other and how nature functions as a whole. It's just a matter of understanding a whole, really. Thanks to the illusion of separation, we can respect and appreciate diversities and all sorts of stuff going on. Hey guys, good, good. Anyways, I'm a good boy, right? But what I've been getting off on lately is I've cut down on flirting with babes and women's a lot, and I'm just appreciating what I'm feeling without saying anything. And it's almost like being a monk, but I know what I'm doing is because I'm just gonna take my time and set something up. I don't mean to be living celibate, and it's not. I don't think it's healthy, and it's not what I'm looking for. But right now, it's just. I think it's perfect, and I've been really clean and healthy lately. So I've been just getting a buzz off of feeling the natural buzzes, like the birds and the bees, that come with the physical body. Now we're going to jump to reincarnation and the karmic path of the individual. The karmic path of the individual varies on their tastes and what have you. How do they decide to grow? Are you going to keep reincarnating as a man? Are you going to reincarnate as a woman? As a feminist, I'd reincarnate as a man again and again. Not to say, oh, I want to set an example of how men should do this. No, I'm not all that. Well, I'm not a very good parent. But to every strength, there's a weakness. So for every blessing, there's some kind of a flaw, right? Most females I manage to get close with have a hard time letting me go. They wind up getting really pissed off for the long haul. Sometimes some of them are strong and they can still be nice friends later, way sooner. I got a mixture of different things that suggests, I might not be from this world. You know what I mean? I might be just visiting. So if we were to call a human lifetime, a day, I think I might have just been here for just a year, man. The real earthling is of the earthling spirit, earth spirit pool, which that also varies too because people are always coming in. And people actually head out too. People head out to go reincarnate on other Earths far away for whatever experiences they need. Whole groups of peoples and such. Um, Look, where using your intentions and using your natural magic is concerned, to me, the powerful one looks like it's the goddess. The ultimate form is her strongest form, where it's the best time for her to send out her intentions and cast spells and manifest, to heal, to to put Osiris's body together and summon whatever super healing energy that she needed to summon. Obviously, it's the energy of the source creator, epic love, and revive her partner Osiris and give him a golden phallic that also works. And I can understand why gold would work with the human body because it's a superconductor, right? If you can bend and manipulate the laws of matter, gold would be ideal. So the best time the goddess is at her strongest is when she's pregnant, man. She's the one that should be able to cast the strongest spells, you know. I'm not trying to put one gender over the other. I'm just saying both hands wash each other. They work together. One is the left, one is the right, but it's one whole and it functions together. It's just, for example, I've been listening to this audiobook, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, and it's from a good book. I've heard about that book for years, and I finally decided I can listen to the audiobook while I'm doing my exercise walks, continue the research. Research is ongoing before I can decide to feel that I know what's going on. There's always more research I can do. So, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus audiobook, started listening to that, and it reminded me of all these situations and lessons. It was giving me ultimatum to them, to give me reason to understand them. You know what I mean? The genders come together as a whole, but there's a lot of problems because the female counterpart doesn't realize that the male counterpart is supposed to be that way. She didn't get any information on that. It's not a part of our institutionalized education system to have the genders understand each other. Where we're coming from is the genders were separated from each other and left to figure things out just from talking to each other. So where history's concerned is we're coming from roughage and we're trying to manifest heaven in our world. Heaven is more sustainable, so throughout all of existence, much less the Milky Way, the peoples that understand to be good to each other are more sustainable civilizations, so those civilizations are more likely to survive and travel and meet other peoples of other Earths as a part of the celestial family makeup. And, I've put out my lecture series and I put it out there, and I came to realize that I'm not going to get a lot of feedback and I'm not going to get a lot of response, yet I still feel in my heart to do the mission. And I'm at a gray where, for example, I'm about to do a charity fundraiser attention walk across Canada to draw attention to special needs peoples and healthy family awareness. And I don't know how to rack up sponsors. I don't know how to do a bunch of stuff. I just know how to walk, and I've been training myself to do that walk. And I've been pointing out my lecture series and letting people check it out and be aware. But what I found is the feedback is so low that what I'm kind of expecting to do now is to just walk across Canada with, no sponsorship. I don't think you need it. But it's just so unresponsive out there sometimes. It almost makes you feel like you're just speaking another language or you're an application in the wrong operating system, you know? And I'm much better with my depression now, but years ago, where I was coming from is a lot of times you feel like an application in the wrong operating system. You start wondering if it's okay to just hang out near the recycling bin. I'm not like that now. I'm just saying, you know, because you can you can throw a lot to the table, but you're not sure on how you're being perceived by the majority. You're not sure of the level of misinterpretation. What's the level of misinterpretation that I'm dealing with, so that I have a rough idea of how much energy I can circulate socially as a covert social healer. So, for example, I want to hold these 4 festivals starting out east. Somewhere out east, could be St. John's, it could be St. Newfoundland's or something. Yeah, it could be, yeah. So, anyways, I want to hold the Freedom Fest. It's a workshop festival based on freedom. What is freedom? Well, let's wiki that. Let's Google that. Let's use a dictionary, right? Find out what's the significance of freedom. I don't know. Is it affiliated with healthy? What's so significant about healthy? Well, we understand what is healthy, right? What about love? Is there something good about that? Basically, what we have here sometimes is what we have here is sometimes, generally speaking, with human behavior, sometimes it looks like the baby has to crawl backwards first before it can crawl forwards while we're waiting for the baby to walk. The baby is just starting to crawl backwards, so we're just like, just sitting there kind of just doing our thing. There's some patterns that I've been noticing with people of such. There's older spirit types that are here in our world to come through time, incarnate through time with everybody in lessons. In the past, it was harsh. We're living in a silent war that's from the first relationship, so there's always something that doesn't want the people to know. It doesn't want the people to understand. It wants the people to be tormented and left in ignorance in a way where they're always going to be left wanting to reincarnate here. Even me. I want to reincarnate in this world, even though there's all this bull lessons and stuff. But we can hack the operating system. That's another. That's another part of being here, is we can hack the operating system. You see, so all the spirit types that work in affiliation of the spirit of the physical plane, and their job is to issue all these lessons of karma. They can have their fun for only a limited amount of time because humans evolve, we learn. Eventually, we will command the rules of the physical realm. We will, you know, if you look into things, you'll see a little bit more. Look into the origin of spirituality. Sure, look into that, because it looks like something that's always there. But look into the origin of religion, you know. Look into the origin of the occult. Look into things, I beg you. But yeah, I just wanted to say, okay, the best time for, check this out. The stronger person for sending out intentions and manifesting is the person with the XX chromosome, because the XX chromosome is the standard carrying all the information of being human, right? And so, generally speaking, I call it the goddess. The strongest time for the goddess to wield her intentions and manifest is not during her ovulation, which is what I once thought. It's not during her menstruation either. Yet, don't get me wrong, those are very powerful times, right? Look, girl, if you want to go and win the lottery, line up your intentions, take your time, do the research, and you can see this reality is completely hackable, right? And guys, tap into the feminine part of yourself. See, it's okay to do that, right? I know some guys make more estrogen than others, and sometimes it sucks, man. Sometimes the high testosterone guy looks like he's the man, and he's setting the role model. You know what I mean? I actually appreciate that guy. You know what I mean? Because I'm not that aggressive. But where manifesting is concerned and wielding your energy field is concerned, is using your intentions. Guide your thoughts and your feelings. Take your time. Have patience with yourself. Right? Advice I'd give myself. So she's at her strongest when she's pregnant. To me, the ideal image of the goddess is a healthy female that's roughly about 7 months pregnant, 6.5 months pregnant. I think she's at her peak of wielding to manifest, to heal this world, and to get the correct max lotto numbers and win. Girl, if you win because you took my advice, message me and find me just so you can give me a hug, some gratitude back, you know what I'm saying? Because we live in a world where we're conditioned to believe that independence is the way and employment is your job, and if you're not working, it's like you're sick or something. I'm working right now, just as I work for myself, I don't follow any religion, so I don't even know how to look down on anyone for not having money, and I don't even follow money to feel like you're cool because you have some. Once that hit my subconscious, that's what generally people are doing, where I naturally and innately love people, I was disgusted at money in a way where I just, I'm not into hate. I don't hate too often, but I actually hated money for at least 20 years now. And I'm just starting to get over it, in all due respect to the fact that we're evolving, and so if we're evolving, so is society. So is the social norm, so is all of our games and all of the mistakes that we need to make, and feel the pain for all the lessons that we need to start gaining a sense of direction towards a healthier path of being human and evolving towards what is healthy. I wanted to say evolving towards manifesting heaven on the earth, but I mean, let's take it easy and be a little bit more literal. Um, I'll try my best to keep things in layman's terms for some of y'all, right? I'll be nice, come on. Like, I'm in the bushes here, right? And I'm talking to my smartphone. But I'm leaving you this message that I'm hoping it's for all of humanity of this earth right now. Is let us evolve out of fear into love. We need to find out what is it that causes us to generate and maintain fear as a vibration. And then we just need to do the research on how to exit fear. The more we can exit fear or be on top of fear, the more we can do that, the less these programs of lessons and yeah, there's all sorts of programs of lessons of the physical realm that need you to perceive separation first, and then all the torment and lessons can come. So even me, I'm still going through this process of understanding. And with all due respect to the whole, you know, it might always seem that it's about left and right and up and down and black and white, but it's not about black and white. It's about the spectrum in between. You know, it's not all about him and her. It's about what they can do together, you know? And I found that I'm not against monogamy because a lot of people are naturally promiscuous. But I'm against monogamy because I had refused to believe that the home is somewhere you go to fight. So after me and my buddies and our all these hunters, we've done all our work and hunting and gathering for the day. We're supposed to go back to our comfy huts, to our partners, to fight, right? So once I realized that's what's going on, you know, I really love relationships and I really love the connections with people, but I didn't realize that you're supposed to fight. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound right, but fighting is a part of the nature of being human. So, in all relationships, there's supposed to be a little bit of fighting here and there, you know? And I had reached a certain point in myself where I was like, no, anti fight. So I'm fighting the fact that you're going to fight if you pair up with somebody. All right, I'm going to pair up with this lady right here. She seems really open-minded, Kay. Oh yeah, she seems really reasonable and understanding. Oh shit, we're fighting, right? Oh, we're fighting. Okay, no thank you. I'm good. Yeah, you know. And then I realized, oh my gosh, like, wait a minute. Everybody's going home and they're fighting. You're going home for rest and refuge, to a place to recover, where you can sleep safely and rejuvenate and keep your energy in a very positive spectral light. So I didn't put it in there to realize that me and this girl or me and this lady, something funny, we're gonna fight. And when she came to me and started arguing and stuff like that, and I realized, okay, I'm supposed to sum up the energy to argue back, I was just like, no, you know, I had already conditioned myself on a subconscious level that I'm not gonna fight. You know what I mean? So if you want to use me for this, you want to use me for that, go for it, because I'm not gonna fight, right? I might as well claim myself as an incubus, because if you want something from me as a goddess worshipping dude, you're more than 98% likely to get it, you know? The only thing you're not gonna get is you don't get to keep me, man. You know what I mean? What is healthy? And I understand freedom is healthy. Something's not right with monogamy. Something doesn't feel right. It feels like the goddess starts to power trip, generally speaking. Not all of them, but she starts to power trip, and it seems she'll make a control freak of herself in her own space. And I thought that is quite interesting that she would do that, because the ancient tribal woman lived in a shared space where she shared her space with the other goddesses. The elder women's and the mid-hot women and the young daughters and little sisters of the ancient tribes, they would all get together and they would sing together and take care of things together, and they would communicate and they would share their gig. Okay, generally speaking, women will do that. They'll start talking about, oh, my husband, blah, 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 and you know, it starts to look like complaining is fun, but it's not that she's complaining. She's just sharing her feelings of where she's coming from, and a lot of guys never understood that until you take the time to check out Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus, right? I mean, life's about learning, and the whole experience is a growing experience. We're actually spirits. We're following our ambitions and our desires. So we desire to take human form. We desire to experience the form of the source creator of everything. There's a price. There's lessons. We're born asleep. So even though we're created in the truth and made out of the truth, through something to do with the mechanics of the illusion of separation, we forget who we are, and then it seems we have to go through lessons all over again. And then, but 100 monkeys later, it should make a small difference. Here's one thing. I didn't really get to throw any of the copywriting ideas that I've had lingering. I know I kind of had one more. I remember in the last episode there I mentioned a special type of seed bomb, that it's a perennial mixture of indigenous three sister type system seed packages that are made into paintball bullets that are biodegradable. Those are cool. But I also have this idea for these clay balls that have the same type of seed mixture in them, but it's used for slingshot ammo for hunting in the wild. So while we're using this slingshot ammo and hunting in the wild, we're also planting indigenous perennial foods and medicines and such. And okay, before I close this lecture off, this piece is a big one because apparently it's a 40-minute piece. So good job. Much love to all y'all, all my other, you know, siblings all around the world doing the same thing, roughly covert healing, awareness, and love. We're together on this, so keep up all the good work. My heart reaches out to all of humanity. Epic love. One last thing I wanted to throw down was, if I had $1,000,000, I would hold 4 festivals across Canada. And I don't have $1,000,000, but I'm still going to try to hold these 4 festivals across Canada after I walk across Canada. Scene. So there's the Freedom Fest out east. That fest is for free, and you must not use money in the premises. And then it's a purely promotional fest, so everybody gets to come out. You book yourself a space and go for it. Plus, there's party training and introduction to party school and other really cool workshops. Promotional festival, so it'll also be promoting 3 other festivals I'd like to be holding. I need your help. Anyone in North America that wants to be a part of this grand covert healing, you'd like to be one of the avatars of grand gatherings and be a part of the kamicozy ninja pirate love production. If I had $1,000,000 though, okay, we'll get back to that. The 3 other festivals, I just want to throw it down one more time, even though I mentioned it in the other lectures, other pieces, is there's the Sensual Fest. Okay, these are workshop festivals. And there's the Heart Fest. And then there's the Festival of Ascension. Okay? Now, the Festival of Ascension, it's going to have some really powerful, cool things going on there. I'm talking about hypnosis workshops, but I'm talking about a whole bunch of subjects you'd find in the occult. Even herbalism and how to use plants to tap into your pineal gland. Like, oh no, dude! Okay, I don't like money, but of course the Festival of Ascension is gonna be a pretty penny, man. I mean, people pay a lot to go to Shambhala, and Shambhala doesn't really have a theme. It's just a theme of having a camping festival in the bushes, dude. And they do a good job. I tell them, hey, Shambhala, keep up the good work. Thank you for doing that. But now we want to start up festivals that are just as big, but they're workshop festivals about something that have markets in there, local market and meats traveling